Money counter gon' count up 100. Cut the check and I cry like an onion. Only focus on women and money. Being broke made me sick to my stomach.
What's good, YouTube? It's Akin Des coming at y'all with another reaction video. Consistent Desmond in the building. We going crazy. Hey, first things first. 97 subscribers. We need literally three more subscribers and we at 100. So, hey, I'm gonna keep cranking out these videos. All my new people that's watching me, make sure y'all subscribe to your boy. Wave check at 1K. Wave check at 1,000 subscribers. You feel me? Hey, if we can get, I'm low-key thinking, maybe at like 500 subscribers, I'll do some type of giveaway. Hey, y'all didn't hear that from me though. But at like 500 subs, I might do a giveaway. Like $20. You know, not crazy, but you know, y'all ain't hear that from me though. Moving on. What else I wanted to say? Oh, follow me on TikTok. I'm starting to upload clips of my videos on TikTok. So make sure y'all follow me. It's the same on my YouTube channel, Akin Des. Follow the TikTok. Let's run them numbers up on them. Let's get the followers up on there too, man. I greatly appreciate it. But as you can see by the title of this video, as you can see, we're going to be reacting to the Speedster problem in Invincible. This is a new video by Baze Talks. I've never watched this dude before, but he got a Spider-Man profile pic. I got great hopes. Anybody got profile pics of my favorite characters, I know they gotta be cold. So shout out to him for this video. Hopefully it's a banger. It's doing numbers. 69K. So he got more views than subscribers in one day. 3.8 thousand likes. So we're gonna support. Hey, but with that being said, I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much longer in the intro. Let's get straight to it.
Invincible thought they were being sneaky, but I called it. You're not slipping past me. There were 2 scenes in season 3 that caught my eye, and they changed everything about the Invincible show.
Okay.
Of life, and I want to know.
Okay, all done.
This confirms without a shadow of a doubt that Viltrumites have super speed. Not flight
Absolutely.
speed like when Omni Man ripped up the Flaxen planet by building up his speed when flying. Like legit Red Rush, the Flash,
Super
Quicksilver
speed,
type
type of
speed.
super speed.
But the key is, they're not just fast. They can perceive time in slow motion and move normally, if not faster, within that perception. Anyone who has watched my other videos when I talk about speedsters know exactly what I'm talking about. But a good example of this is when the Flash fought at Batman in the 2023 Flash film. It takes zero skill for this. If you remember, this was young Barry, and he had these powers for like a day. Another good example is literally any X-Men Quicksilver scene. You can go around with time almost completely frozen while being able to move freely in that perception. Same thing with Metro Man, who is a perfect example. He's kind of more of an Omni Man or Superman type character. All these speedsters that I listed can perceive time slowed because they're moving so fast that they have a faster perception and can move within that perception. So you can see how overpowered that power is, right?
Extremely. Now I do want to say, I ain't gonna say it's easy or nothing, but speedster type characters have to be the hardest type of characters to write, just based off of every iteration of like speedster characters we've seen in recent memory. Like for example, the Flash CW show, bro. They had no idea how to write Barry Allen. They had no idea how to write villains that could possibly go against somebody with that type of power. They had no idea, bro. How did they even have how did the CW even have the ability to make a Flash show? I will never know. But they were clearly not equipped with capable writers, and that's no knock to them, because I know it's not easy to write a character with that type of ability. Literally in like the first few episodes, I remember specifically there was a scene where he's zipping. I think he showed it, bro. I'm pretty sure he literally this. This is one of the first few episodes. This is light speed. This is a light speed feat, bro. He's moving. This is a this is a light speed feat in the first couple episodes. This might be the first or second episode, bro. That is so crazy. That's so crazy. So Let's see.
Grab
Let's
the
see what you gotta say.
pantalones, rip them off, and people
on,
in a
where was
second
he
at
at?
super speed without a faster perception. All while moving at super speed, you'd have to grab the Oliver, Invincible, perceive time slowed because
there
they're
we go.
moving so fast that
But
they
that's
have
crazy,
faster
bro.
perception and can move
They
within
gotta
that
be the
perception.
hardest characters
so
to
you
write
can see
for.
how
You gotta
overpowered
really
that power is,
think
right?
about it.
Now, how do I know for
And make
sure
the
that
villains a clip
Oliver,
for them.
Invincible, and the other Viltrumites have this type of super speed? Although they don't show us their perspectives while in speed mode like the examples I gave, the actions they performed with their super speed can only be done with a faster perception. You can't just D-pants 3 people in a second at super speed without a faster perception. All while moving at super speed, you have to grab the pantalones, rip them off, and do that 3 times. Nor could Mark clean all this shit up in 1 second without it. I think there's another scene where Omni Man used super speed to clean up the living room when he's getting it in with Debbie, and I think Mark uses it too in a similar situation. I'll put the clips in if I find it.
Found them.
Oh, hey, you're back early.
That's crazy. The time it took for him to open the door and get into the house. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Lights first.
Also, with the Oliver clip, how did Oliver eating concrete after failing his ollie attempt hurt him at all? It even left a mark. Isn't this the same kid who smacked around the Mauler twins? I just thought that was kind of funny. For anyone still not understanding, I'll refer back to the Flash movie again. This movie was mid, but there were some good scenes to show what I'm talking about.
If I hit you in the past, will it hurt me in the future? Wait.
So, like the clip shows, it's a fraction of a second for everyone else, but for the Speedster, that shit's just regular time. You picking up what I'm putting down? Omni Man has also shown his super speed a couple of times. So, what am I getting at? Why does this all matter? Well, now that the show has given us enough evidence to prove that Viltrumites are speedsters and not just fast flyers, that means every scene where they get touched by someone who doesn't have super speed is BS. Now, let's go over some of the scenes that I'm talking about.
Hey, bro. I know it's about to get toxic, bro. It's about to get toxic. I'm telling you, speedster characters, bro. You have to, I don't know what you have to do. I'm not a writer. But that's tough, bro. I know he about to pull some crazy.
Guardians of the Globe.
The Guardians of the
Say what you want
Globe.
about this fight. Pull out all the excuses you can.
You know what's crazy? I actually just talked about this in one of my recent videos, bro. I literally what video was that? I actually literally just talked about this. I think it was Omni Man versus the Powerpuff Girls. And dude was saying like Omni Man is like millions of times faster than the speed of light. And I actually said if that's the case, then none of the Guardians of the Globe would have been able to touch him. Hey, Lock and Dez in the building.
The man got beat within an inch of his life. You can say he wasn't going all out to make it look like someone attacked all of them, but I disagree. I think he just actually struggled. Since he has super speed, he should have been able to take them all out within 2 seconds. This actually happened in the comics. In the comics, the Guardians get to the base, wonder what's going on, then boom, they all get smoked without ever even knowing what was happening. In the show, it's shown that Omni Man is a good bit slower than Red Rush, and he needed to dial in to catch Red Rush's hand. He was also being hit by members of the Guardians who aren't speedsters, and Martian Man was able to wrap him up more than once, so none of this should have happened if Omni Man has super speed. It should have.
In actuality, he should have been perceiving them in a way that they're all moving in slow motion, that none of them should have been able to touch him. He should have been untouchable, y'all. He should have been untouchable.
Played out more like the comics. There's a lot more scenes, but I'll just go over the ones that I can think of off the top of my dome. In Season 3, when Mark fought the Mauler twins and was hit by that nervous system gun while coming in, he should be able to get to them, break the gun, smack them in the lips, and call it a day in like 2 seconds tops. Another example is when Mark tried grabbing Cecil, but Cecil was able to bust out this remote, press the button to activate the sound device, all before Mark could get to him.
Bullshit.
Mark should be able to grab Cecil before Cecil even knew what was going on. When he and Eve fought Doc Seismic in Season 1, this guy has no powers. All he has is his
regular humans, bro. Bro, that's the part that be killing me about speedster shows, bro. It be regular humans with no powers putting out crazy work. Leonard Snart, Captain Cold, bruh, the dude with the heat gun, they're regular people, and Flash is having a problem with them, bro. That makes no sense. Of course, his best villains is other speedsters, because realistically, they should be the only ones being able to keep up with him. Every other person, it should be raps. Bro, we got people with weapons. Putting up fights, bro, against people that can move faster than light, bro. In their eyes, you shouldn't even be moving at all. You know what, man.
both of them.
This is
This
YouTube,
was back in
bro.
season
Just
1,
get
so
into
Eve
the
might be
video.
weaker here, but she put up a significantly better fight against a much more powerful character in Conquest. Doc Seismic was also somehow faster than both of them with just the stupid bracelets. He should have been snatched up in a fraction of a second. And then when he was falling, Invincible somehow couldn't catch up to him before he blasted him away. And again, in season 2, he pulls a Barry Allen and lets this guy give this huge, drawn-out evil monologue when he could just grab him right then. He deadass is just floating there doing nothing.
Just
and letting him
watching.
make a
You
move.
just sit
And
there
then
and
he
let
somehow
them.
can't get.
Y'all ever watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged? When Frieza was just like, I want to blow up the planet. You just sit there and let me. I want to transform. You just sit there and let me. I charge up an attack and you just sit there and let me. That's what these people. That's the only way these people can do this stuff, bro. They just sit there and let them, bro.
Get
It's
to him
crazy.
before he uses bracelet blasts. And then we see this loser again in season 3, and he's able to capture all of the superheroes.
I ain't gonna lie,
on
this
Earth.
was really
Every
dumb.
superhero
This was
in
really
America's
dumb.
been
This was
abducted.
dumb.
Oh, come on now, dog.
Every superhero.
Come on, man.
They again let him
He
give
captured
his
every
huge
superhero
evil
ever.
monologue before doing anything, and then they let him call in whatever this worm thing is. This thing must actually be pretty strong, so I'm not gonna bash Invincible for getting worked here.
Yeah.
But Invincible could have easily prevented all
But
of this
yeah.
by just using his super speed to grab Doc Seismic before he does anything, but the plot said otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
When Mark confronted Machine Head called in some serious cavalry, and Mark
he's
got
just
destroyed. It was okay for
sat there
Battle
and
Beast
let
to
him.
wipe the floor with him, but everyone else should have been sent to the Shadow Realm with like one super speed juicer. And for Battle Beast, he doesn't have super speed, so he really shouldn't be able to grab Mark. Battle Beast was also somehow working the Viltrumites who were set to kill Omni Man, even though, as we already found out, all Viltrumites have super speed. You could argue this is at super speed and we're watching it from their perspective, which I guess is possible, but those guards they fought while getting to Omni Man definitely didn't have super speed and they were fighting them at regular speed. Battle Beast was also getting hit by and fighting Titan at regular speed. Titan does not have super speed. Another one.
See, now that's a little interesting. Cause from what I know, Battle Beast is one of them ones. He one of them ones. He has to have some type of super speed. Super reflexes, super perception maybe? I don't know. But I mean, if you can't get with Viltrumites, you gotta... They want us to suspend our belief so crazy. He has to, like, you would just think he has to have something. This is a crazy place to pause at, by the way.
One
My
is
bad.
when the reanimant jumped Nolan and actually worked him for a little while. A lot of people say he let the reanimant hit him because he wasn't scared of them, but when they were nibbling on his nose,
Yeah.
it looked like that shit hurt. And since he has super
Oh,
speed,
God.
he could have killed them all before they ever even touched him. Or just launched them into space like Immortal did to that phony Vulture dude. These three reanimant
Yeah.
put up a better fight than the whole Flaxen planet. Remember when the Maulers were helping out Angstrom and Invincible busted in and had to fight like 8 Maulers? He could have soloed them with his super speed by hitting each one of them in the lips with one juicer strong enough to put them down. To be honest,
I'm not gonna lie. That Mauler, that scene in hindsight is really crazy. We seen Oliver decimate the Maulers, no difficulty. You telling me Invincible couldn't take out all of them with no problem? Was Mark that weak? Was that like season? That was season 1, wasn't it? Was he that trash? Or season? That might have been season 2 actually. Which makes it even worse.
he didn't even need super speed for this. We saw what Oliver did to them, so Mark hitting them just hard enough to just knock them out shouldn't be that hard. Now, earlier I said they
In
had
hindsight,
legit
that scene
super
is
speed,
really
not just
insane.
flight speed.
Mark
But in
shouldn't
a lot
have
of
no
these
problem with the
situations I'm showing,
Maulers.
Invincible is
Angstrom
flying
League
rather
should have
than
never
running.
had to
So
do
one might
anything.
think he doesn't have super speed when flying, which is why he doesn't use it in these clips. And you'd be wrong. We saw Sinister Mark use super speed when flying when he grabbed Angstrom's son. The clip I showed earlier of Omni Man grabbing the soldier, he was flying when he did this. And then when he attacked Donald, Donald swerved him and Omni Man hit the wall, and while flying, he saw the debris in slow motion.
Yes.
Further proving he has faster perception, even when he's flying. Future me here, while I'm editing this, I found a clip where Omni Man straight up says Viltrumites have super speed as one of their powers. I can't put the clip because of the music in the background, but it's the scene where he's talking to Mark about Viltrum on the roof. So yeah, them being touched by or not being able to easily defeat non-speedsters on the regular is just wild. But back to the video. Another example is when Mark was getting bent over in front of the baddie Anissa. She showed him up by one-shotting the...
Hey, I do know some crazy about Anissa. I ain't gonna lie. It kind of hurt. It kind of hurt my heart. But she is bad. Anissa is some fine She's some fine I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. But I have been spoiled by the comics a little bit. She's a monster. She's a monster. So
this thing
That's
is super
tough.
speed, and she was flying while doing it.
She a
She was
monster.
also using super speed every time she hit Mark while she was dog walking him. This
Oh
is
my
slightly off
God.
topic, but if I'm Mark and Anissa came down and told me to hand over Earth, I'm gonna be honest, I'm cracking. I'm giving it up for her. Anyway.
I don't blame you, bro. Honestly, bro, I ain't even gonna say that. If you know the comics, you know about Nissan Mark, you know. But I ain't gonna lie. She wouldn't have to force me to do nothing, gang.
Anyways, remember back in season 1 when Mark first fought the Reaniman? I've come across a few comments saying these guys have a form of super speed, so it made sense that they challenged both Omni Man and Invincible, but I disagree. For Omni Man, we see them moving decently quick, but definitely not super speed. And then the one that fought Mark wasn't even able to grab regular speed humans. So again, these things should be nothing to Mark, and yet he got worked by them. Again, he could have just pulled an Immortal and when in doubt, launched him into space. And yes, he was strong enough and fast enough to do this by this point in the show. He even used his super speed a couple times in this fight against the Reaniman. Like when he had the Reaniman in the air and hit him like 3 times consecutively while zipping around. That's super speed. But out of all these, there was one scene that really ruffled my feathers the most when I watched it. When Mark fought Angstrom and was unable to get to him before Angstrom could open a portal. This shit happens...
Bro. Yes, bro. Yes.
So many times, too many times. And in season 3, I was genuinely starting to tweak out. Angstrom's portals take a couple seconds to form. And in those couple of seconds, Mark should be able to grab him, just like he does to Cecil. But for multiple minutes, Angstrom was able to evade him and just make him look stupid. In the Robo-Balls, I don't care what these things are made of, a million of them could barely move Mark, yet just one of them was able to somehow knock the variants into the portal.
Bro, this is so crazy.
And at the end of the fight, when Mark had Angstrom by the throat and was about to make the right decision and send him on a one-way first-class flight to the Shadow Realm, one of these Robo-Balls was somehow able to smack him hard enough in the lips to make him lose his grip on Angstrom's throat. This whole fight was BS.
I ain't gonna lie. I completely forgot. I ain't really think. I thought the show was so hard when it was coming out. The episodes were coming out. I ain't even really think about it. But that is crazy, bro. They're keeping Angstrom Levy around, so, like, by any means necessary, bro. Oh my gosh. He just took probably hundreds of thousands of those and was not being phased. One hits him, he loses his grip. He's stunned. He got stun locked by one hitting him in the face, bro. Wow, serious.
Mark with his speed can perceive time in slow motion, and he can do it while he's flying. In all of the situations I showed, he would see whoever he's fighting in slow motion and can move within that perception. He should be just dog walking everyone. He would see these portals opening very slowly. He could walk around them, grab Angstrom, smack him in the lips with the juicer, and boom, it's over. His mom never gets hurt, the Invincible War never happens, and Rex never dies. Rest in peace, Rex. Even with all this evidence that I bring forth to the jury,
he was trash the first 2 seasons. Season 3, he teed up.
Super speed and
that's how you knew he was going to die. I knew he was going to die.
Everything in slow motion and can move in that perception. I don't know how many times I've said that, but I want to make sure you guys understand that. That's why it's so hard to write speedsters, because when you can essentially freeze time, everything is just on easy mode unless you're facing another speedster like the Flash and Reverse Flash, or a Viltrumite versus another Viltrumite.
Exactly what I said.
Them showing Viltrumites having super speed and faster perception in some scenes, and then acting like it doesn't exist in other scenes when the plot needs
regular human, by the way.
It's bad writing. There's definitely more scenes that I'm not thinking of, so if you have any, then let me know in the comments. Don't get me wrong, I love Invincible. It's one of my favorite shows right now.
Right.
And I think it's only going to get better with each season, and I'm excited each time a new episode drops. But the power scaling in it is just sometimes ridiculous, and I just kind of wanted to rant about it. So, yeah. If you guys enjoyed this video, then hit the subscribe, like, and share button. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below.
W profile pic, W video. Why Cincinnati is the most vile Invincible variant? Eats other Viltrumites. Might have to react to those. You never know. You want to leave a like on this video? Dang! Since I've been watching, he got 1,000 more and 100 more likes. Hey, this video going up for him, bro. So, shout out to Baze Talks, man. Great video. Definitely a great video. Definitely shows like speedsters, fast characters. They're impossible to write, bro. Because if you wrote them how they should be written, shows would be over instantly. There would be nothing. There would be no show. There would be no plot. There would be no nothing. It would be people be getting knocked out like this until another Viltrumite, another speedster, another something like that shows up. But with that being said, leave y'all thoughts and y'all opinions down in the comment section below. Why do speedsters get written like this? Why don't we just get stronger villains that should be able to contend with the heroes that we got? I don't know. It's Lock In Des, man. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Make sure y'all drink a gallon of water a day. Make sure y'all go to the gym every day. Peace.